Feelings, they're real, but are they right? We all have emotions. Some of us are more emotional than others, but all of us deal with that. We have feelings, strong at some times, weak at other times. Do they rule you? Do they control you? Or do you have them in check? Dr. James Dobson wrote a book entitled Emotions, Can You Trust Them? And the answer is no. Emotions are real, but oftentimes they're not right. In Dr. Dobson's book, he tells a story that his mom related to him. She was in high school in 1930, and she told their football team that lost pretty much every game. Kind of reminds me of the high school team I played for, but I won't tell you who that was. Well, one rich oil baron got frustrated with his alma mater losing all their games. So at halftime, he went into the locker room and he said, "I promise to buy each one of the players and each one of the coaches a brand new Ford if they'll win this game." Well, the team got fired up. There's a lot of emotions going. And they went out there on that field and they played their hearts out. And you know what the score was? 38-0. They lost. You weren't expecting that, were you? You see, feelings are strong and they're real, but they're not always right. They don't always bring about the result that we are looking for. What does God say about feelings? In other words, the Bible says to love one another. Does that mean to feel good and excited about one another? Let me take you to 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verses 4 through 8. It says this: "Love is patient, love is kind, and is not jealous. Love does not brag and is not arrogant. It does not act unbecomingly, it does not seek its own. It is not provoked, does not take into account a wrong suffered, does not rejoice in unrighteousness, but rejoices with the truth. Bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails." Here's your pop quiz. Which one of those characteristics of love is an emotion? Time's up. 0. None of them are feelings. They're all actions. When God commands us to love, it's a choice, not a feeling. Now, admittedly, feelings often come with love, and they should. But they should not drive the fact if we love or not. Emotions are a benefit and a perk, not our driving force. Many of you are familiar with that old illustration put out by Campus Crusade for Christ. It's the train illustration, and there were 3 cars: fact, faith, and feeling. It is true that facts need to come first, then our faith, and then our feelings. Our problem comes when we reverse those cars and feelings go first. We have strong feelings, and if we live by those feelings, our life is like a roller coaster. Up one day, down the next. Sometimes we feel like we're saved, sometimes we feel like we're not saved. Sometimes we feel like we're in love with our mate, sometimes we feel like we're not in love with our mate. Does that mean we are or we aren't? Not at all. Because love is a choice, it's not an emotion. I remember being a new believer, and there's a time when I wasn't sure if I was saved. And I was basing my security of salvation on how I felt. If I woke up and I felt saved, then I was doing good. I was secure. If I woke up not feeling saved, then I was scared. I was afraid that maybe I was going to die and go to hell. And then someone came along and helped me, and they showed me this little train: fact, faith, feeling. And I've tried to keep that in perspective my whole Christian walk. I want to encourage you, get the train cars in order: fact, faith, and then feeling. Are you living under your emotions? If you are, it's a rough ride. You're in and out of relationships. You're excited at one moment, not excited at the other moment, and it drives who you are. Let me encourage you. When the Bible talks about loving, all the characteristics are facts. They're all actions. None of them are emotions. Emotions are good. Emotions are a lot of fun. They kind of sometimes make life exciting for us, sometimes not too exciting. But I want you to know, if you put those first, life's going to be a rough road. God calls us to action. To love is a choice. The emotions come after. You might look at it like a cake and the icing. The cake would be the facts. The icing might be the emotions. It makes it a little sweeter and more fun to eat, but it's not a staple. Fact, faith, emotion. Feelings, they're real, but are they right? Oftentimes not. Emotions, can you trust them? Usually not. Go with God. Go with the facts. This is Pastor Mark. God bless you and have a great day.